Once I got a good PC, strong one, I think I'll try to play Cyberpunk. And I'll be getting a PC maybe 2 years later. So that means, by that time, all of the bugs and glitches on Cyberpunk, as well as other DLCs, are added and fixed. So we can finally play the game in its finished state. So we'll be able to play the game that was promised to us. The actual game that they promised to us. I'm pretty sure CDPR would pull it off. I mean, from what I've heard, Witcher 3 had a very, very bad launch, similar to Cyberpunk. And it took them few hot fixes, in order to polish the game. It's a bad culture, actually. Relying on post-launch fixes to complete the game.
Where are you, Evie?
That's a bad culture in the gaming industry. If you're going to release a game, release the finished product. Don't release a half-baked game and then fix it
Evie, wait!
after the launch. Like I said, if you're going to release a game, release the finished product. But I also understand why they're unable to release the finished product. First of all, the bigger the game, the harder to make. The bigger the game, the harder to make. The bigger the game, the higher chance that the game won't be finished by the time it's launched. We learned a lot from No Man's Sky. They promised us so much, and when the launch date came, they didn't even gave us the half of it. They only gave us a fucking empty world. That's what No Man's Sky did. And then until now, they're updating the game, which is good. It's good that they're updating the game, which just means that they're very committed to the game. They're really passionate about the game, and they wanted to finish it. That's just an amount of passion and dedication. Continue the game even though it failed at launch. I'll give them that. But we shouldn't do that kind of culture. We're going to make a big game. Take all the time that you need. Don't be pressured by this consumers who are forcing you to rush the game. Don't listen to them. Just take your time. I'd rather wait for 10 years than 5 years if it would be just some kind of half-baked game. We don't want that. When you're making a big game, take your time. Just take all the time that you need, perfect it based on the vision that you want it to be. And don't mind the consumers who are pressuring companies to release the game at a sooner date. That's just how it is. Companies should never rely on post-launch updates and fixes just to finish the game. If it's finished, launch it. If it's not, work on it. That's it. But regardless of those things,
emergency safety lockdown system has been
Cyberpunk would be a finished product a few months later because of the hotfix that they will be updating, and some of the new features that they think that should be added, and new DLCs that they want to add.